Hey, it's Dave. Welcome to my channel. Today, I want to show you some of my electric guitars. Well, maybe not some, but all of my electric guitars. I don't have this huge collection that you might think. At one point, I did have a lot more guitars. Then I realized I don't really play a lot of them, and I probably could even knock this selection down. In fact, when I sold a bunch of guitars in the past, I sold a lot of the earlier ones that I have because I used to play a lot of Floyd Rose guitars. And now I just don't like anything with a Floyd Rose. If I go on stage and play something and there's going to be some drop D, I can just detune the E string. On a Floyd, I need another whole guitar set up there. So it goes from playing, if I use multiple tunings, 3 or 4 guitars to 2 guitars, which I prefer. Or 2 or 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the ones that I've had from the earliest, which, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be from 2004. This is a 17th Street. I believe the model was called ML. It's really like a Strat. It's got a humbucker Fred, area 61 in the middle, area 58 DiMarzio in the neck. Just one volume, one tone. The tone knob pops up and makes the parallel series to the humbucker. It is a Godot bridge. Now, initially, this guitar was built with a U-type neck. It actually was based on my Beretta that I had at the time. I have a 1986 Kramer Beretta, and this neck was modeled after it. It's got a 1 3/4 nut width. But since then, I've had it modified. I had it shaved down to a V-neck and jumbo stainless steel frets. It's got the Godot tuners, and this was built by John Carruthers in about 2004. Vintage white. I've played many gigs in Los Angeles with this. It's been like one of my main guitars for a long time. I would say it's always been somewhere around my top 3 guitars that I use now. And it's still roughly right around there. What makes it important for me is that 1 3/4 nut width. I like it wide like that. But it's a great player. Sounds great, and you've seen me play it in some of my videos. Anyways, that's the first one. The next guitar is a 2006 Stratocaster Deluxe V. And it has the 60th anniversary emblem on it. This guitar is honey blonde. I modified it with stainless steel frets and the Charlie Christian pickups from Jason Lawler. It's a really cool sounding Strat. It's I don't use it that much because it's definitely for like a clean type of gig. I also, on the tone knobs, made one a regular tone where a treble cut and the other's a bass cut. These pickups get a little bassy. And this is also a V-neck. But this one has a 1 5/8, so it's narrow. Which isn't my favorite, but it's a great player. The next guitar that I got was from 2007, and this is a Bender Telecaster. Now this one I've modified as well. For instance, this neck is a Warmoth neck with a big boat V with a dark rosewood fingerboard. And I put that big logo on it because that's the logo that I like the look of. But I did put the original serial number back on it. I also put an ashtray type bridge on it instead of the flat plate that I just don't like. I think they look goofy. It's not my thing. And these are area telly bridge, area telly neck, and an area 58 pickup. And this has the B-bender. And if you don't know what a B-bender is, you can go to my video about B-benders. You can see this thing's dirty. I just play these things, pull them out, and should give this thing some love. Anyways, this is my Bender Telecaster. The next electric guitar in my collection is the Dan Electro 59. Basically like the Jimmy Page. It's got the rosewood bridge or saddle. This was one of the many reissues. This one was called the Shielded, like the Totally Shielded. It's got that Totally Shielded sticker still on it. Anyway, as I've said about these before, complete pieces of junk sound great. This one I keep tuned in open G. My next guitar in the collection is a guitar I had custom made in Amsterdam by Luke Whitfield over at Rebel Relic Guitars. And that is this beast. TV Jones pickups, a V-neck. This is one of the few guitars I have with nickel steel frets instead of stainless. Well, actually that Dan Electro too, but Bigsby. Initially, he had like the saddles like that are on a Jaguar that are like ribbed. I replaced them immediately with these so they don't slide out. But it's a really cool guitar. And he makes them look like they're like it's real, like the weir looks real on this. And it's very cool. It's a great player. The next two guitars that I got are the same guitar, different colors. This one is the Candy Apple Red 2009 Deluxe V Strat. Stainless steel frets have been put in it. And this one has the Transition, DiMarzio Transition Steve Lukather pickup, the Pro 54 in the middle, and this is the Injector, whatever the hot rodded 58 is by that Paul Gilbert made. So this is like one of my favorites. Again, 1 5/8 V-neck, which I wish it were wider, but still feels great, plays great. This one went to London with me when I went to play over there. Just a great guitar. Now, if you've watched my channel, you've seen this one before. This is the exact same guitar as the last one. Deluxe V 2009. This one in black. This one had the stainless steel frets put in. Pro 54, 58, Area 58 put in it. I always take the S1 switching thing out because the S1 switching is horrendous. I hate those pickups. I hate the whole switching system. I think it's useless. I don't like it. The less electronics I can have in a guitar, the happier I am. Now, these guitars both came with ugly bronze-looking plastic pickguards that I took off, and that one I put a black one on. This one I put it on to look like David Gilmour's guitar. Obviously, it's 22 frets, so it's not looking exactly, and it has the abalone inlays. But it gets the vibe. I think that not because I'm a Gilmour fan, but I just love the look of his guitar. And so anyway, this is my black 2009 Deluxe V Strat. Now this Strat also when I got it up until about last year, was my main Strat. This was my go-to Strat. Between this and the 17th Street, since I've gotten the 17th Street modified, I do like the 17th Street now more, because this initially edged it out with the V-neck, but then I had the 17th Street one made into a V-neck and put the stainless steel frets into it, and so now this is probably somewhere a little bit down the line, but and now it's mainly just because of the tight nut, the 1 5/8 as opposed to a 1 3/4. But still love this guitar, and it sounds great. Again, if you watch some of my old videos, you'll see me playing it. Let's get the next guitar. Okay, next up is a Gary Kramer guitar, Crusader Prototype. I believe only 3 of these prototypes were made. They decided not to go with this. They ended up going with a binding and I believe a humbucker in the bridge. This middle, where the middle knob is a switch to turn the neck pickup on. These pickups have been changed to my setup. Pro 54 in the bridge, Area 58, Area 58 DiMarzio. Frets are still the original frets, small C neck. I've thought about changing it, but really, it's just a guitar that I can keep in my car if I'm doing lessons, and it didn't cost me very much, but I do love it, so it's stays in the collection. Feels good, plays good. Got the Wilkinson trim. It's great. Giddy up. Next. Okay, this guitar is from 2011. It was made for me by G&L. It is a G&L ASAT Classic Custom S. MFD pickups. Notice it's got the full size in the neck. That was my choice. This one pops up, so you get 7 different pickup selections. When this is up, turns the neck on, so you have classic telly. Reverse headstock. I just had it that way because I used to have a Jackson, and I love just being able to go like this instead of like that. Great guitar, a favorite, big fat V-neck and stainless steel frets. Seeing a pattern here. Next. Okay, now we're starting to get into the ones that I've been playing the most, which is made basically for my taste most recently. I've always wanted there's 2 Strats I always wanted, and for different reasons. I always wanted a Dan Smith Strat because I love the big logo on a small headstock. The other thing is, there's other things about that guitar I don't like. And I always love the International Strat with the Monaco yellow. So I figured, through Warmoth, why not make a composite for myself? So I did. And that's this guitar here. Now, I chose an ebony fingerboard, but the same as the International series with the black pickups and knobs. Again, 58, 58 Pro 54. This switch turns the neck pickup on. Big logo. Small headstock. V-neck, jumbo stainless steel frets. And on this guitar, I started something. I took this out to a couple of gigs, played, and it was a couple of songs where I'm like, I like my action a certain way, but I hate the fact I can't get on. I have to fight to get under the strings because I have these big sausage fingers, and I have to fight to get under the strings when I get real high up in those tight spaces. The idea came from when I remember Billy Sheehan's bass had some scalloping up on the high strings, and I was like, that might work. So I had this guy in Boston, Wolf, do it for me, and you can see here on the high frets from the 19th to the 22nd fret, you can see that scalloping. And otherwise you really can't see it, and it doesn't go that much. It goes right up to about the 3rd string. But it's fantastic. So I had 2 other guitars have it done. Anyways, this I referred to my International Warmouth Strat, or with a Dan Smith headstock. Okay, next. So I was watching some Warmouth videos, and I saw this guitar that they put a neck on, and I was like, oh, I want to do that. So I went and I bought on Craigslist for $300 an Arctic White Mexican Strat, and I made this. Again, Dan Smith logo. I had it lasered into the neck because the wood is Wenge, and then filled it with an acrylic paint. I had this all done by Jim Casey, who's a local luthier. Swapped the saddles because I don't like the saddles on a traditional Strat. Back to my pickup configuration, 58, 58, and a Pro 54. Ebony fingerboard. And again, let me see if you can see that. There you go, right there. And again, the scalloping, this time 1 fret extra, so it goes from the 18th to the 22nd. This guitar is my new number 1. This is basically my go-to favorite Strat. 1 3/4 inch nut, just like the yellow one, which I don't know if I mentioned that, but the yellow one has a 1 3/4 as well. So after I made the white one, I was like, I had a guitar body that I thought I could change the neck. It had a fully scalloped neck, and I didn't want to use it. So I then ordered another neck. While the neck was ordered, I took it apart and realized that the body I couldn't really use. So then I found a body on eBay and basically put this together. Now the logo's just lasered into the wood. Reverse headstock. 12th fret. This is more like one of my, like a metal style guitar. DiMarzio Fred. HS2 in the middle. And like a, I think it's a heavy blues. DiMarzio in the neck. Man-made tremolo, which is the guy who makes them for PRS. You can see there that's a V-neck, and it's a 1 3/4 nut, just the way I like it. Anyways, this is like my shred guitar. Again, you can see the scalloping, and this time it's from the 17th fret to the 22nd. I like the idea, and I think this is the best one as far as having from the 17. I think 17's the way to go. 18's great. 19 is just, I don't think it's enough, but anyways, the pick guard I got from Pro Steel Guards in Australia. Check out their website, they're awesome. Lastly, a bunch of videos you may have seen me using this ASAT Classic. It's a great guitar. It belonged to my buddy until, no, it was last year, 2018, at the end of the year. He was like, I want to get rid of it. Do you want it? I said, I'll take it. Price was right. I think I picked it up from him for $350. Great guitar. This is one of the ones made in Indonesia. But it's great. I love this guitar. And that's all my electric guitars. The only thing I haven't shown you is my lap steel and my basses and my acoustics. But we'll save that for another day. As always, very good.